Welcome to the Bottle Poppin' Podcast, where Meg and Heather share their love for oils, friendship, and entrepreneurship. Let's get it poppin'.
Hey everyone, this is Meg.
Hi there, this is Heather.
And we are the Bottle Poppin' Podcast. So Heather, what are we popping open today?
Today we're popping open a conversation about one of the supplements. This one was released at last convention 2024, and it is VMG Plus. This is going to take the place of part of the lifelong vitality system and add the greens to it. So it is a multivitamin, multi-mineral plus green. So that's the VMG. And then plus essential oils. I forgot about what it stands for. Yes, that makes complete sense. Yes.
Yeah. And I did just mix them up right before we jumped on, and I realized I shouldn't have shaken it yet. So, but you can see it's a green juice, and it tastes so good. I'm a huge fan of the flavor.
It does taste really good, and I think it's interesting that you do yours with shaking it, because I do mine with a frother. And so I have found that I like about 8 ounces of water. I like really cold water, and then I dump the powder in, and then I use my frother to mix it all up, and I feel like it mixes the powder really, really well. But your shaking obviously does too?
Yeah, it does. And I'll say the reason why I do it, so for people who aren't seeing this on video, I have a 32-ounce glass jar, mason jar, and I actually, every night before I go to bed, I fill this up with water and a little bit of salt. And so I drink this generally before I drink coffee, and then I drink my coffee, and then I have my jar already there. So then I just add cold water and the VMG Plus and shake it up that way. And so it makes it really easy. It also makes it where I don't have to have a frother, but I have used the frother before as well. Frothers are awesome. Heather and I have a funny story about frothers. So just a word of warning: if you love your frother for coffee or your vitamins or whatever you're mixing up, don't travel with it. Or if you do travel with it, go ahead and take the battery out, because one of the times when we went to convention, I traveled with my frother so I could make my coffee just how I wanted to make it that day. I did not take the battery out. Yeah, and we flew all the way to Salt Lake City, and then this person helped me take my suitcase, my carry-on, out of the overhead compartment, which I didn't need help, but it was very nice of this person to do it. But they took it out, and then they looked at me super weird and handed me my suitcase. And I didn't think anything of it, but I did hear this weird noise. And it wasn't until walking off the plane and then meeting Heather, and I'm like, do you hear that noise? Like, I've heard it since the plane. I don't know what that is. It was my frother. That totally
vibrating in her bag.
Yes. And I'm like, so that's why I got the weird look.
Yeah, note to self.
Yeah. So maybe that's why I use the jar method to shake it up. So, but enough about all of that, about the way to mix it. Mix it however you want to mix it, but it's so good. It's so good. Like, not only does it taste delicious, but I love that it's easy. So I take a lot of supplements, and I love that I'm no longer having to take 6 more pills, because that's how you had to do lifelong vitality.
Right.
So this is just so easy, and it tastes good. So it feels like a little treat every day, but it's not a treat filled with sugar. Like, it's a treat filled with vitamins and minerals that make you feel good. The studies on this are pretty interesting, even though it's a new product. Like, one of the studies they did showed that drinking this daily, they were able to do a study on cells and see that the cells reversed aging by 2 years after, again, just 6 weeks of drinking this. So if you think about that, like, you feel a difference when you drink this, which is awesome. And I think it's easier to comply with because it's so easy versus having to remember to take all these pills every day.
I completely agree. And I feel like if I take lifelong vitality regularly, I don't necessarily notice a difference while I'm taking it, but I do notice a difference when I stop taking it. This is much more convenient. I do not take as many supplements as you do, but even trying to remember the few for the LLV was a challenge daily. This is very easy to open a packet, put it in water, mix it up, and drink it. I drink it quickly. I don't know if that was emphasized the same way that with the MetaPower collagen, you should drink it fairly quickly. But I feel like it's only 8 ounces. It's easy to kind of get down.
Yeah. And you do not have to drink this one quickly. Like, I can't think of any reason why for vitamins and minerals you would need to chug it down. So this one you can enjoy if you want to, or drink it fast. Like, you have options with this. I will say the one thing that this doesn't have, which I'm grateful for because it would taste really gross, is this doesn't have any omegas, so like fish oil. So if you just wanted, like, you don't have to take all the supplements I take. I take a lot of supplements because I'm a nutritionist and I know which ones I need and don't need. But everybody does need a good multivitamin, especially if you're not doing targeted supplementation with a nutritionist that's trained on that. But you need both the vitamins and minerals, and you do need omegas. So doTERRA does have an updated omega supplement as well, and you get a discount if you bundle VMG and the omegas together. So do want to point that out. Still need to take a few pills, but it's easy. And again, it's going to reduce inflammation when you take fish oils, and having a good quality one also helps with that. So most fish oils on the market actually cause inflammation, which is super interesting because they're not handled correctly and they are exposed to light, and doTERRA's aren't. So just even the dark bottle makes a difference. But also doTERRA's fish oil has wild orange oil in it, and that keeps it from oxidizing as well. So it's a really easy add-on. And again, not all the pills we were taking before.
I will admit I am not as good at taking that daily with my VMG Plus.
Yeah, I don't take it. I definitely do. I think it's supposed to be 3 a day. And
yeah,
I don't do that. I'm not good at remembering to do it with every meal, but I also eat fish pretty regularly. So I think as long as you're getting things that have omegas in them, you're going to be okay as well. But so many people are nutritionally deficient, or if you are really struggling with inflammation, adding a good fish oil like this will make a huge difference for you as well.
And let's say somebody is really struggling with inflammation. Is there any reason that they would need to increase the amount of that they're taking, or they should stick with the 3 a day?
I would stick with the 3 a day unless you've got somebody who can help you figure out the exact amount. So I will say, though, with the VMG Plus, that one, it is somewhat bio-individual. So some people, like if you're eating a ton of fruits and vegetables and all that, you're definitely not going to be eating the same amount, but maybe you could go to every other day. And then vice versa. Some people are going to need a lot more of this. And even I recently had the flu for the first time in over 10 years. But during that time, I drank 2 VMG Pluses a day. And part of that was because I had zero appetite and I just wasn't eating anyways. And I figured, why not flood my body with these vitamins and minerals? It's just going to help me get over that better. So there could be times where you want to double up as well. Yeah.
Okay.
And along those lines, I'll say as well, I'll add a link to this, but I did create a natural immune system boosting guide that is totally free, but just lists out, it's literally 7 pages of things that I did from lifestyle perspective, supplements, and then some essential oil protocols as well. So if you're interested in that, that will be linked in the show notes for this episode. So check that out. Free resource. Can't hurt. All right. Well, anything else on VMG Plus?
When this first came out, I don't know that it was that exciting because it was like, okay, well, we already have LLV. So like, what is this going to do for me differently? I was not taking the greens regularly. And so I have to say, I have been very pleasantly surprised with the addition of this. Transitioning from the LLV to this was surprisingly easy. And now I'm getting the greens nutrition as well. So I'm super excited about this. And I think that if somebody's just looking for a convenient way to be able to get vitamins, nutrients, whole foods, all that kind of stuff, this is a great option.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with most of what you said, but I was like super excited when they announced this just because of the ease of use. And there's other green vitamin drinks out there that are super popular because of the ease of use, but knowing doTERRA's standards and knowing their quality standards, like I was super excited about this. And I'll say as well, I do in my nutrition practice offer lab testing that allows me to do personalized supplement powders. And doing that, something that's made specific to your body's needs, is way more expensive than than this. And so this is a great alternative if you can't afford to have something custom made for what your body needs. This is a good way to ensure that you're getting a broad spectrum of vitamins and minerals. So.
And one other thing, can we just say that this is free from artificial colors and flavors and does not have any allergens like soy, dairy, nuts, shellfish, sesame. It's vegan, it's gluten-free, non-GMO. Because I feel like those things are something that somebody may have looked into a different product and found that it's not right for them based on that. So just so you know, all of those things are covered as well.
Yeah, perfect. Good shout out. All right. Well, we hope you've enjoyed this. We hope you try VMG if you haven't tried it yet. I assume it still has the money back guarantee on it. So if you get it and don't like it or it just doesn't suit you, you can always return it as well. But it's been a really nice addition to my daily vitamin stack. And it's probably the only one I look forward to because it tastes delicious as well. So yeah, thanks so much for listening. We'll have a brand new episode for you next week.
Thanks for tuning in. For more information, you can follow these bottle poppin' ladies at bottlepoppinpodcast.com. Tune in next week to learn about what bottle we're poppin'. Until next time, take care. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This podcast is not intended to treat, diagnose, cure, or prevent any disease.